All right, arm day. No gym partner. Brandon canceled on me. And a friend who's been saying he's just desperate to hit arms with us apparently has something going on. So, all by myself on this one today. So, no shoulders, just bis and tris today. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, this has become one of my favorite variations of a rope extension, using these handles instead, because at the bottom, I can get down and over against the rope, while using it against still a straight bar. So, we'll be both these. Last set of these. Whew. All right, last exercise for triceps. So 4 tricep exercise, then we're gonna get into biceps for bicep exercises. So same setup, just instead of overhead extensions, we're gonna do easy curl bar, straight bar, whatever you want to say, but tricep extensions. Whew. Last set of these and then bicep time.
Are you going to school anywhere? No, I'm just gonna be
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's what you do right now. 2 years in August, we'll have but I mean, same thing, he's already
Ooh. man, this has been a phenomenal arm pump. I'm only using the 30s for these curls, and normally I use the 40s. So this has been fantastic. My arms are already freaking dead. Ooh. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get it into some spider curls. I'm going a lot wider. Well, not a lot. I usually use a 60. Today I'm using a 50 because my arms are already absolutely demolished. That being said, this might be the best exercise. It might not be. I want to do 4 and make it balanced. 4 try, 4 buy. We will see. But if we do a 4th exercise, it will either be bicep focused pull downs, bicep bias pull downs, or grab some light weight, keep the bench the same, and hit incline curls because those absolutely demolish my biceps. So, ooh. 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 Oh yeah. Ooh. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the incline, the lying bicep curls. I'm not going as heavy as I normally do. I normally do 25, depending on the day, 30. I'll use 20s today because my biceps are already absolutely cooked. So this is more of a finisher. Aiming for 4 sets of 8 to 12. We'll see what we get. Oh, all right. One more set. Ooh. Ooh. This is the best one I've had in a while. All right. Let's hit this last set. Oh man. All right. See you guys in the car. We got a lot to talk about. Ooh. All right, guys. Arm day complete. Took about an hour and 15 minutes, which given it was a buy and try workout with no gym partner, so I really wasn't taking extended breaks between sets or anything, it's a surprisingly long amount of time for a buy and try day. That might be, par for the course for a full arm day that involves shoulders, buys, and tries. But you know what? 8 working sets, so 32, I believe, 32. Sorry, 8 exercises, so therefore, I believe 82 working sets if my math isn't off. So, a fantastic workout. No complaints. I have a massive arm pump right now. And I was surprised just how absolutely demolished my biceps felt after just going all out on those heavy straight bar bicep curls to start with. Everything else just felt heavy. I was freaking just out of it. But you know what? Good freaking arm workout. Very happy. My shoulder wasn't bothering me too much today, but obviously we didn't hit shoulders, so no surprise there, I guess. But sometimes when I'm having that shoulder impingement, it will bother me during the curls. Didn't really bother me today. And my tendonitis wouldn't act up, so I'm probably on my way out of dealing with that. It flared up for maybe a split second during the last tricep exercise, during the push downs, and after that it kind of just went away. All that being said, welcome back to the one, the only, the egg. If you guys seen the community post yesterday, and obviously there's no video yesterday, and that was because, and I did talk about this in the last video, that I was going to be working on the car of a friend. So I will explain that. So what we had to do was we replaced the crankshaft position sensor. And it's a very small piece. It's literally a sensor, right? It's yay big. And what it does is it just makes sure that, the name of it is pretty self-explanatory. It makes sure that your crankshaft is in position, that its timing isn't off, that it is doing its job. That is literally the job of the sensor. So it's not that big of a deal that the sensor went out, as long as the crankshaft is on time and wasn't maybe getting out of time before the sensor went out. But you need to make sure you replace the sensor before that does happen, because if you know anything about vehicles, if any component gets out of time, it could screw up the entire motor. So me and my friend weren't too worried about it. I had the sensor for maybe 2 or 3 months. Ordered it months ago. Me and him were like, hey, when our schedules line up, we will do it, because he wanted to take my car to his dad's shop, so we could just lift it up on an actual good lift instead of having to use a jack and lay on the ground and do it that way. So me and him, our schedules weren't lining up. He just had his 4th kid, so I'm not gonna sit there and bother him. Hey, we said we were. Didn't say a word to him. Was not worried about it. The car was driving fine. You got the engine lights on. You can drive with an engine light on, as long as it's not flashing. You're good. And so no real worries about it. Eventually, what was it? Today is Monday, so on Saturday, I started the car, and it started a lot louder than normal, and it was running a lot louder than normal. This is a very quiet car, runs very quietly, does not make a lot of noise. I haven't taken off the exhaust or the muffler or anything, so it is a very quiet car. It's meant to be a very quiet car. Started pretty loud, and it was idling extremely hard. And when I say that, I mean the whole dashboard was shaking. I'm like, okay, it's always had a slight shake to it when it idles, and I would say that probably just has to do with just the fact that it is a 20-year-old vehicle, and we worked on it and had to take the motor off the motor mount. We maybe didn't tighten it enough. Maybe we tightened it too much, because either way, that could cause you to feel like a shake in the idle. So, and I've popped the hood and watched it, the whole motor just shaking. I'm like, I don't know if we tightened it or if we left it too loose, but everything seems like it's running fine. So for that, for the idle to be that harsh, I was like, holy cow, what's going on? Went to go drive, drove it. It was seemingly having a hard time shifting, and eventually I did see the engine light start flashing, which typically indicates a misfire in one of the cylinders. That could be a spark plug, that could be an ignition coil, or it could be something completely different, but typically ignition coil, spark plug. Unless that whole system's down, it's typically just ignition coil or spark plug. So my buddy has a computer he has a scanner that can scan the system, tell you what the computer of your car, what error code it's showing. So I called him. I was like, buddy, I hate to bother you at 8 o'clock at night, but can I swing by your house? The egg is acting up. Swing by his house, he reads it, and it says it's having a misfire in cylinders 4, 5, and 6, and a random misfire. So who knows where that is? And while he was scanning it, he went ahead and gave it gas. Like he just floored it, revved the engine, and all of a sudden it cleared every code. It cleared every misfire code, and the only code it didn't clear was needing the crankshaft position sensor. So he looks at me, he goes, hey bud, I think the misfires are actually being caused by the crankshaft position sensor. We need to replace that, and we will see if that fixes the misfires, if it stops misfiring. If not, me and him both have a Ford Edge. His is an 08, mine's an 07, but they have like the same 3.5 liter engine in it. So he told me, he's like, I have all 6 ignition coils from when I replaced the ones in mine. And he only replaced them because when he bought the car, he bought it for his wife. So when he bought it, he put new transmission, new brakes, new spark plugs, new ignition coils, all of it in it because he wanted it to be a good car for his wife. He's a great guy. And so he said, for the most part, as far as I know, none of those spark plugs had an issue, or none of those ignition coils had an issue. I will give all 6 of them to you. Those are in my floorboard right now. They are in the passenger floorboard as we speak, just in case. But I say all that to say, it took us 8 hours to do what should have been an hour-long job. Because we both have big forearms, we couldn't reach in to get the crankshaft position sensor out. So we tried to take out the exhaust and the Cadillac converter. Well, this car's never really had any serious issues. We don't think it's ever had any serious big time maintenance done on it, which makes sense. I bought it for low mileage. It's just now at 174,000. So this is probably the first time it's having any issues with how it runs. And so we were trying to break the bolts on the exhaust so we could take it out, and the bolts broke. Oh crap, So my buddy's like, we gotta stop. I'm gonna put C-clamps on this, because if this exhaust moves and that gasket falls out, there's a thin piece of metal. It's the gasket for the exhaust, because it's taking the heat of the exhaust, and then you turn your car off and it gets to cool off. That thin piece of metal, that gasket, gets hot and it gets cold and it can be warped. So they're really meant for one-time use. Like if that falls out, you're done. You need to buy a new one. He's like, if this falls out, we gotta go buy another part for your car. So he gets some C-clamps out, he clamps it. We go buy tools, we do this, we do that. We're all over the place. We went all over Missouri yesterday. I said that we didn't travel too insane, but we were all over the place. Parts stores, all of it. Eventually, he's like, we gotta give up on the idea that we're taking the exhaust off and the Cadillac converter out to do this. So he tightens everything back up. C-clamps are on the exhaust. He goes and gets a buddy's trailer. We load it up and we take my car about 35 minutes away to, a city 35 minutes away, but in reality about 50 minutes away to his dad's shop. His dad was out in the middle of nowhere, but he was a mechanic for Ford for years. So we go to his shop. He's not home. but we have the tools we need, right? So we eventually fix the exhaust. Like we searched his garage for like hours looking for just the right bolts, just the right washers, just the right nuts, so we could just get the exhaust back on the way it was and not lose that gasket, not knock it out, nothing. We do that. His dad shows up. Praise the Lord, right? Because both of us are like, we can't get our hands in here, but we're not willing to risk the take out the gasket or take out the exhaust, take out the Cadillac converter, and mess up the car worse, or have to go buy a new part. So we're like, okay, he's here. He has super skinny arms, very skinny forearms, and he's done it before. He's worked on these before. Now, he was a Ford technician. He was a Ford mechanic for years. So we're like, hey, can you do this? He's like, of course I can do it. He gets under there. He gets it out, no issue. He's under there for maybe 5 minutes. Gets the crankshaft position sensor out. Praise the Lord. It then takes 2.5 hours, if not more, for us to get the new sensor in. Because unfortunately, it's a feel job. You kind of have to feel, okay, this is where it's at, get it in. You're feeling around to see if you can get the screw in the hole it's supposed to be in. Okay, give me the give me the tool, let me tighten it. Okay, now I gotta fill up there and try to get this cord plugged into the new sensor. Okay, now I gotta feel around and try to get the rubber boot around the cord and to block it. It's a whole deal. So it took forever. We finally get the heat shield and everything back on it. Start the car. Praise the Lord, it's doing good. Now, last night when I first drove it, it was still having misfires. If you don't know anything about vehicles, they have to learn the new piece of equipment, the new part. And it's not for everything. Like obviously, if I put like a new brake pad on, if I put a new tire on, it doesn't have to learn that. But if it's something mechanical and something that affects the motor, like a sensor, like a ignition coil, like a spark plug, it has to learn that there's a new one in there. It has to relearn how to use that piece. And so last night, it did misfire when I first left the church parking lot. Because we towed it back because he wanted to save my gas. He's like, dude, you didn't drive to my dad's house. We hauled it here. I don't want to waste your gas. We will haul it back to my house. And then, or back to the church parking lot. And then you can drive home from there. So it misfired when I first left the church parking lot. And since then, it's been itself. So the engine light's still on, and that's just because we cleared it, and then the light immediately came back on because it needed to learn the sensor, so there were still misfires. So I am fully confident that when I see my friend Wednesday, that we can clear off this code, and hopefully we're done working on the egg for a while. Outside of anything, I just want to personally do. Like I have brake pads I want to put on and all that. That's my own problem. But that's why I didn't hit the gym yesterday. Because we start at noon. It took us till 9 o'clock at night. Like, it was a 8.5, 9 hour process of just desperately trying to do what should have only took an hour. Because we tried to do it the way you're supposed to do it, where all you have to do is take off the heat shield, take off the rubber boot, unscrew the bolt, and pull the sensor out. But neither of us could actually reach up there and do it. We tried for hours instead of just admitting defeat. We bought new tools to try. I mean, we went the whole 9 yards to try to do it the way we knew to do it. And then we're like, well, it would be easier if we take off the exhaust and take off the Cadillac converter. It was a whole thing. It was a pain in the rear. Like, we should have just taken it to his dad's shop to begin with, so we had access to all the tools we could have possibly needed. But we didn't, and that's on us. So ultimately, by the time I was free to go to the gym, I was too exhausted. I mean, I was whooped. I ended up sweeping into 10:51 today because I called out to work yesterday thinking we weren't going to get the car done. I was like, I'm not going to have a car tomorrow. We're going to have to leave it here at his dad's shop and try again tomorrow. You know? So that's why we missed the gym. And it is what it is. But I said, so, like I said, we had a lot to talk about, but I figured I'd give you a pretty detailed summarization of like why we missed the gym yesterday. That story could take a lot more time to tell, trust me. But that being said, guys, I am officially in the best shape of my life since 2020. I tell you what, man, because like I said, I was 180 in 2019 leading into 2020. COVID hit, I ended up back at 250, right? And I've lost weight since, COVID. I didn't just sit at 250 and stay there the past 6 years. But I was never able to break 210 again. The struggle has been real. I've been floating between 210 and 220 since COVID. And when we started the channel, I was about 215. When Dad went to the hospital, I found myself up in 230s, and I've come back down since. And I wish I'd filmed it, but I didn't expect to be below 210 today. When I got to the gym, I was like, okay, cardio time. I happen to be fasted because it's family night dinner, so I figured I'd just fast and eat whatever is for dinner tonight. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm fasted, just out of curiosity, I'll hop on the scale. I didn't grab my phone. I didn't think to film it because I was like, I want to be like 205 maybe the next time I weigh in for you guys. I was expecting at least below 215 because that's the last place I was when I weighed in. So I'm like, whatever, I'll hop on. I'm curious. 209 today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally broke 210. That plateau has finally been broken. And I gotta admit, a big part of that probably has to do with my current limitations in terms of my diet because of the stomach issues that I had started 3 weeks to a month ago. The fact that I'm supposed to limit my red meat consumption, no dairy, no greasy foods, and so I've kind of just been doing chicken breast, turkey. Once in a while, I might risk it for the biscuit and have a steak or have a green ground beef, and it seems like for the most part, it doesn't bother my stomach. But we broke the plateau, guys. For the first time since 2020, I am below 210 pounds. And obviously, it depends on the day. I'm gonna eat whatever's for family night dinner, as long as it doesn't break any of the rules. Red meat, dairy, greasy. And from my understanding, mom said it was like pasta, and she said if I didn't want it, she set aside chicken breast for me. But I remember exactly what she said she had in it, but I don't think it had dairy or red meat. It didn't sound very greasy. It's pasta. So I might just splurge tonight. I haven't had a high carb meal in forever. I might just enjoy the pasta with my family. Which means tomorrow, obviously, I'll probably be at 212. I won't be below 209. I'll fluctuate. But we have broken 210, guys. We've broken 210. God, it feels good. You have no idea how frustrating it's been to just see that scale get 2010.2, 212, 214, 211, 210, for like a month and a half now. Like, no matter what I did, it feels so good. It feels so good. I legitimately jumped off the scale and it pumped my fist in the air. I probably looked like an idiot because the manager was standing right there. But I was just so happy, and I wish I had filmed it, but I don't like getting back on that scale because it's always like a different read. It'll be like the first time you get on, it'll give you a good reading, and then the second time you get on, it might add a pound, and then you get back on, it might move 2 pounds. Like the scale's very iffy, so I always just hop on it once and take that. Right? I don't like hopping off and on it. It's a cheap little digital scale.
So we'll take it. 209. Last time I weighed in was like 214, 215. So very happy to finally break that 210 plateau that has just been a nightmare. I've been so sick and tired of floating between 220 and 210. So that's awesome. Now, last time I got down to 180. Breaking 200 was hard, and breaking 190 was even harder. So I'm fully expecting to possibly hit that plateau at those weights. Hopefully not, but I'm fully expecting 2. And then when we hit those, well, it will be time to just either up cardio or maybe remove like 100 calories from the deficit. We'll see when we get there. But we're officially 209, guys. The journey to 160 continues, and I couldn't be freaking happier. I've yapped long enough today, but I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch the video. You have no idea how much it means to me. You guys are the best. You guys are freaking amazing. That you guys are just kind, supportive, loving, understanding, and you guys are just the best community a guy could dream to have behind their back. So thank you. We're 124 strong and growing. So thank you so much. Speaking of adding people to the community, go give the Instagram a follow. We're currently at, I believe, 98 followers on Instagram, which isn't much, but it's like 30 more people than when I started the YouTube channel. But go give it a follow, because I will be doing a harder than last time supplement gift card giveaway for you guys when we hit 500 subscribers. Or sorry, not 500 subs, 500 followers on Instagram. So I will be giving away an $100 harder than last time supplement gift card for you guys when we hit 500 followers on Instagram. All that being said, you know all the links in the description. There's a link for harder than last time subs. Use code JS15, save 15% off. Links to Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. But none of that matters compared to just letting you guys know that you guys are the freaking best, and I love and appreciate all of you. Do the things, like, subscribe, notifications, hype the video if it gives you the option. Apparently that's the thing on YouTube now. But I would appreciate you guys. Tomorrow will be a leg day, and you know what? I know that technically I still got like 4 days before I'm allowed to squat and deadlift. We might break that rule tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good. We will see. Either tomorrow will be a leg day where I break the rules and we just go ahead and leg press and squat and everything else. Or, you know, I hit that first warm-up set without the cameras on, and I realize exactly why I'm supposed to not squat for 2 weeks. And it ends up being a good cardio day. We will see. But one way or another, a workout's happening tomorrow. A video is coming out tomorrow. Love and appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow either way.